Good evening, wrestling fans. Welcome for a special broadcast of AWA Championship Wrestling right here on the Nation Network. I'm Ken Resnick. Joining me in the broadcast position is none other than Jesse the Body Ventura. And tonight, Jess, more fallout from Wrestle Rock.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something right now. Wrestle Rock brought us everything we expected and more. We've already seen fallout, and we're gonna see more.
Indeed, we recently saw what happened when Sergeant Slaughter and Baron Von Reschke got back in the ring together. Nothing settled in that feud. However, we will have word from Sergeant Slaughter later on tonight in this broadcast.
Well, I'll tell you something right now. That championship or no championship, the AWA America's champion is currently Sergeant Slaughter. The big question on my mind and a lot of other people's mind is, can he retain it against the Allied powers? And I'm not so sure he can.
Well, he has done that up until this point, but the numbers game is still apparently in favor of the Allied powers. Ever since the recent addition of Colonel De Beers.
Well, Colonel De Beers, I tell you, he's a very interesting individual. He's got a military background, but he doesn't play by any rules. He's always in combat zone.
Speaking of someone always in the combat zone, we're taking a look at the man from the Fiji Islands right now. The Superfly Jimmy Snuka, as he's getting ready to go up against the Mad Dog Maurice Vachon. A couple of loose cannons if ever there were.
Well, you're looking at two guys who are extremely unpredictable.
All right, bell's underway, and here we go. And the Mad Dog getting the early on advantage here over the Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Of course, the Mad Dog has been in a long-running feud with Larry the Axe Hennig that culminated at Wrestle Rock.
It did, and it was actually quite the battle. A lot of people, I think, were surprised by the way that one went.
Oh, wait a minute. He's got Snuka. He's setting him up for that pile driver.
Oh, and he caught him with it perfectly. That should be all she wrote.
We know the history of Jimmy Snuka with pile drivers in the bad neck when he gets a shoulder up off the mat.
Well, I'm not real sure how he was able to do that, but I don't know how much more punishment he's going to be able to take at the hands of the Mad Dog.
Well, Vachon is a man fighting with a purpose here tonight, and you have to wonder just how much that loss affected him.
Well, I think it had a big effect on him. Mad Dog Maurice Vachon has got a very prestigious family name in professional wrestling, and I don't think for one moment he's going to sit back and have no problem with the way things went.
Now it is Superfly Jimmy Snuka in control, working the arm.
Nice move right there by the Mad Dog, showing again. He might go with a lot of violence. He might be a little unorthodox in many of his maneuvers, but he knows how to wrestle.
He hooks the leg, and Jimmy Snuka's been busted wide open. It's over. The Mad Dog, Vachon, sending that message.
And I think it's very clear what the message is. Despite the way things may have turned out in his feud with Larry the Axe Hennig, he's still here, and he is still the Mad Dog.
Well, anytime you get a win in the AWA, it's a big deal, but when you get one over a guy like Superfly Jimmy Snuka, people have to take notice.
They do, and I think they will. I believe they will. And if not, he's going to make them take notice.
All right, fans, stay with us for this special airing of AWA Championship Wrestling here on the Nation Network. We'll be back with more. All right, wrestling fans, I'm here in the back locker room, Mean Scheme with you here, and joining me is the AWA America's Champion, Sergeant Slaughter. And Sarge, despite the outcome at Wrestle Rock, despite the recent meeting between you and Baron Von Reschke, it appears that absolutely nothing has been settled.
You know something? This war has to come to an end.
sooner or later, but the last man standing will be the members of the Cobra Corps. You see, up till now, Baron Von Raschke, you have had the advantage. You've had the numbers advantage. But next time out, when you see Sergeant Slaughter, and when you see Scott Hall, you'll also see the latest recruit to the Cobra Corps. I'm not done with you yet. I'm not done with any of you. And I'm gonna tell you that America is gonna do whatever it takes to drive you out of the AWA. And that's an order.
All right, there he is, Sergeant Slaughter. We're going to send you back down to ringside. Stay with us. Well, what do you make of the announcement right there? We heard from Sergeant Slaughter. It's not over.
Well, I personally think it's just sour grapes. You know, I got to see what happened with him in the ring against Baron Von Raschke yesterday, and quite honestly, he proved to me everything I believe, which is that he can't beat him. He had a stoop to using the title as a weapon to get himself disqualified because he knows he can't beat him. And the numbers advantage is in favor, and I don't know who he thinks he's going to pull out and have into the newest member of the Cobra Corps, but I still say it won't make a bit of difference.
All right, we're taking a look at Doug Summers as he enters the ring. One of the top contenders indeed here in the AWA. The AWA Tag Team Title, one of the most coveted championships in all of wrestling, and we have some of the toughest tag team competition right here.
Well, I'm never going to dispute that because I've always felt that way.
Bell sounds, and now the two-men meeting. And what's going on here? Oh, hold on. Brian Knobbs has come down to ringside to accompany his tag team partner, and now it's essentially a 2 against 1.
Well, I'm not sure how you make it a 2 against 1. There's only 2 men in the ring, so as long as you don't pay attention to Knobbs, then there's no problem.
How does he not pay attention to Knobbs?
It's real simple. Sags is the guy beating the crap out of you. Pay attention to him.
Well, the AWA Tag Team Champions knew that they would have a day after taking those titles away from the Midnight Rockers, where another contender would be crowned. And right now, the Diamond Exchange has made it very clear after beating the Bad Company that they want the gold around their waist, and Doug Summers in particular has made that claim.
Yeah, Doug Summers and Playboy Buddy Rose are a tremendous tag team. I'm not going to take anything away from them, but so are the Nasty Boys, and they're the champions. So if you can't take the titles from them, then that's all there is to it. And right now we're looking at a one-on-one scenario.
Sags tried for the belly-to-belly, it looked like, but he couldn't do it. And the pretty boy Doug Summers now with the upper hand. Despite the outcome of this match, we know these two teams are going to meet, but this could just add fuel to the upcoming fire.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I think you definitely will. I don't think there's a doubt in anyone's mind out there that that's all this is about, is just getting this ball rolling. We didn't have a tag team title match tonight. Buddy Rose is out of town. And, oh, look at that. Look right there. Brian Knobbs just slid the chair in. Referee's not even aware of it.
Well, that's the 2-on-1 advantage I spoke of.
Yeah, but he hasn't done anything with it. He's not using the title for anything or the chair for anything.
Now the Irish whip into the rope. It is reversed, and now grabbing the leg, and there is a 2-on-1 advantage.
Oh, he caught him from behind and drove him, and he went head first into the chair.
You can't tell me that's not a 2-on-1 advantage.
Well, referee's got to do something to control the match. He didn't see it, doesn't call it, but yeah, I guess it is what it is right now. The pretty boy's out there by himself. Where is Diamond Dallas Page? Where is Playboy Buddy Rose?
That inner city slam hooks the leg. Will that be enough? Doug Summers managing to kick out, despite all he has had to take in this match already.
Oh, wow. The big man going all the way up to the top rope.
Oh, and he caught him with the elbow. That could be all she wrote.
I believe it's over.
No, he gets his shoulder up.
Well, I got to give a lot of credit to Doug Summers because that was not easy. That's near 300 pounds coming off the top rope, driving down into your chest. Why would you even want to continue? The title's not on the line here.
And now Summers has got him in an abdominal stretch. Look at this.
Yeah, he's got a slightly different variation to it, which I believe will put more stress on the abdomen. The rib cage starts to stretch in ways it wasn't supposed to.
Summers now with a jawbreaker. He's got him, and he would have probably had 3.
Well, we'll never know because the referee was distracted again by Knobs.
And now Sags from behind on, like you said, a distracted Doug Summers. Down across the knee for a backbreaker.
I really want to know where Doug Summers' friends are at. Where's Diamond Dallas Page? Where's Playboy Buddy Rose?
Well, we know Playboy Buddy Rose is out of town. I don't know where Diamond Dallas Page is, and I am surprised he's not down here at ringside at the moment. Sags now slamming him into the canvas. Doug Summers taking an enormous amount of punishment in this match.
Oh, it just got worse. Drove him headfirst into the turnbuckle, and I believe that's all she wrote.
No, he still manages to kick out.
But he has no offense left. I mean, at this point in time, live to fight another day. Or go outside the ring, pick up a chair, and part his hair with it.
Summers trying desperately to hang on in this match. He wants the win. And I'm not so sure the fans aren't getting behind Doug Summers at this point.
Well, unless the fans are going to actually get in the ring and start holding on to Jerry Sags, I don't know that their support means all that much.
And now Doug Summers fights his way back up to his feet. But that is short-lived. Sags with a clothesline taking him down.
Yeah, right now it looks to me like the Nasty Boys getting ready to put this one away.
Huge right hand, and he has floored him. Hooks the leg. That might be all she wrote.
Yeah, just like I expected. Well, the Nasty Boys, they're the tag team champions right now, and nobody's going to take that away from them.
Well, again, there was a numbers advantage for certain in this match, as the referee on a number of occasions had a close call. Doug Summers managed to kick out each time, but I have to wonder what would have happened if Brian Knobbs had not been at ringside.
Well, either way, the day is coming where Buddy Rose will be here and Doug Summers' partner will be here, and at that point in time, the answers will be had. But I still believe right now what we saw tonight is a sign of things to come. The Nasty Boys are just too tough.
Well, that may be true, and we'll find out. Fans, thank you so much for joining us. We remind you, it will be April 8th. Join us for the live stream here on the Nation Network as we raise money for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Until then, so long, everyone.